Hi, I'm Keith Alpert with Athletist.com. I'm here with my famous wife, I like to call her, Carol Alpert, who's a voiceover artist, does some acting, ultra dog caregiver, and on top of that, a personal trainer. So she's a jack of all trades here. Carol and I are going to start doing some Q&A sessions. So if you have any questions you want to ask us of us, you can feel free to direct message me at Athletist on Facebook, Instagram, or keithalpert@gmail.com. So Carol, what do we have for today?
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. So I wanted to talk about cardio workout. What are your thoughts on that? I know it's a pretty popular thing. So what do you recommend as far as a cardio workout?
So typically, in working with the types of athletes and people I work with, the biggest goal is that of body fat loss.
Right. Very important. Yeah.
And so typically, people were told for years to go to the gym or walk outside or jog outside or use one of the famous cardiovascular machines like a treadmill, elliptical stair stepper, and do it for 30 to 45 minutes, at least 3 times a week. And if they did that, that would be enough for their cardiovascular fitness and to burn some calories and to burn some fat. But what we've discovered over the years is that people who do an incessant amount of cardiovascular work start storing fat, and it's an adaptation because there are different levels of stress in exercise. I like to break them down into 3 blocks. The first block is very light intensity, or you go out to take a stroll or a light walk. And the benefits to that would be you burn some calories, not that many, but you're burning fat and you're lowering your stress hormone, which is very important.
That's true.
In this time, it's relaxing. Then block 2 would be the typical cardiovascular work that you see people doing in the gym, that you see the same person at the same time on the same day doing.
Same thing.
Yeah. But to their credit, they're trying to do something that's very healthy.
Yeah.
And initially, when you do that, you'll get a benefit out of that. But over time, your body starts to adapt to it. And the benefit that you're getting out of it becomes less and less. And the tendency is for the body to start storing more fat, believe it or not, especially in your thighs.
Right.
And that's something especially that most women certainly aren't looking for. The typical cardiovascular I like is phase or block 3, which is high intensity, which could be either sprinting or what you've heard of as HIIT, which is HIIT, or high intensity interval training. And that's typically after a warm up, alternating bouts of very high intensity bouts with alternating easier rest periods, and doing that for anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes worth. And the benefit of that is that when you're sprinting, you're not burning fat while you do the exercise. But after the workout, that's when fat burning tends to happen. And there's a lot of good things that happen on a hormonal basis with it. Excuse me. So when you have the high intensity interval training, some people wonder whether or not they're able to start by doing that. And I came out with a program, or I wrote an article 15 years ago from my mentor, Charles Poliquin, on 6 reasons why cardiovascular work was counterproductive. And we just published that on my Facebook page and on my Instagram page. So, but typically if someone is new to it and they haven't sprinted in a long time, I wouldn't recommend that you go out and start sprinting.
Right.
So on part 2 of the article that I wrote, I describe what you do, which is actually beginning to do the more typical cardiovascular work. And then gradually you increase the intensity and eventually get into a transition period of sprinting with longer rest periods. And then you'll get into sprinting with shorter rest periods, which will give you the ultimate effect of the cardiovascular work that you do.
If it's someone who's not as athletic, let's say they can only walk at a certain rate, do you recommend moving more arms? How would you increase the fat burning without maybe walking quicker? Would moving your arms, carrying weights, anything like that be helpful?
Um, it depends on the individual person, because if you're carrying weights, you have to be careful if you have orthopedic issues,
Right,
for example. But I would just say for people who sprinting is a relative term. If you're a high level athlete, you're going to fly. But if you're
right,
someone might be that you either walk faster. So what I like to tell people, if they're out for a walk and there's a tree or a telephone pole, and you might say from this telephone pole to the next telephone pole, you're going to pick up the pace. That can actually be a more intense part of your walk, which is interval like, and that can be the beginning of a transition into getting to more intensity in your life.
so what do you do? Would the arms help to increase the intensity in case you can't walk
Well,
quicker or
well, typically when you're going to try to walk a little faster, you're going to pump your arms more than
right,
if you see people who are out for a stroll.
right,
So definitely you can use your arms to do more walk, to help increase the intensity of the work.
right,
It's important that you use your arms because walking, most people think of walking is with their legs,
yeah,
and body functions better when you have a good, solid walking gait, which is is the technical term for walking, but the proper style of walking that'll help to turn on all the muscles in a more synchronatic manner related to that. So that's important.
right.
Is there anything else that you think that we need to ask or answer for this?
Well, you sort of combined the answer. We wanted to know, what at different levels, because you obviously have people who can do just X amount, and then you've got athletes, and you said sprinting is just a relative term, so that's helpful too. I was going to ask, what do you recommend if you're not at that high level athlete, but you answered that question.
Okay, so for more information, if you have any questions related to this or anything else, or you have any questions that you would like us to answer, again, feel free to reach out at keithalpert@gmail.com, on my Facebook page. You can send me a direct message, or even ask a question on the Athletist page at ATHLETIST. And until the next time, have a great day.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.